All right, welcome to the Feedback Podcast, everybody. My name is Beck. Thank you for tuning in. I don't know what episode number this is. If I say what the episode is, I will delay it for another week and put another one in front of it, so then it's all fucked up. So I'm not gonna say. If you're listening, I appreciate you. A couple of announcements. Number one, make sure you go to the Feedback YouTube channel so you can see people's faces. Very funny people I've had on recently. Had a great talk with Chris Castle about the worst drivers. Gabe Davis came on. We talked about the most annoying people in the club. That was hilarious. And then I got a Godfrey episode too.
Oh, awesome!
So make sure you go check it out. Make sure you follow all those comics, all the people that I have on. Second announcement: Record Play Live will be back on Sunday, April 30th at the Pershing. Tickets should be live by now, by the time this comes out. So you go to recordplay.live/tickets. This is going to be the 2000s edition. We've done that one before. It's our most popular edition of this music trivia show. If you're not familiar with Record Play, it's a music trivia show. We got a comedian. We got trivia questions, lip sync battle, dance battles, musical chairs. We did musical chairs last time. That shit was funny.
That's OG.
So we'll be back at the Pershing Sunday, April 30th at noon. Make sure you get your tickets. It's gonna sell out like it always does. All right. So now we got that out of the way. This is exciting. I'm here. Actually, we're here. I'm not by myself here. I haven't said anything yet. So we're here at Rozco's Comedy Club, brand new comedy club on the east side of Austin, Texas. And I got Chris Orozco.
That's right.
Yes, and Lorena Reyna.
Yep.
Am I right? That's it, right?
Nailed it.
Oh, sweet. I got to roll the R a little bit. You know what I mean? I got to.
Better than me.
Well, first of all, congratulations on the club.
Appreciate that.
It looks great. We're here in the green room. It looks really nice. I was here, yesterday? Yeah, yesterday.
Yeah, last night.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm so glad to see more clubs open. You probably saw the announcement about Sunset Strip coming back.
We were there today.
Yeah. Shout out to Brian Redband.
For sure.
Of course, Rogan's joined, Creek in the Cave. So we have, 6, 7 clubs downtown now in Austin?
Within a mile of each other.
Keep the mic up to your face, man.
Sorry. Within a mile of each other.
Yeah, no shit. I mean, East Side Comedy Club is, East Austin Comedy Club is down the street.
Yeah,
so
right down the street.
I'm glad. More sage, more people doing dope shit. So, let me ask y'all, before we get into the topic of the episode, what was the click? Like, why start a comedy club?
Well, just like you said, I mean, there's so many comics in town just kind of coming in for Rogan and what Rogan's been saying for the past year of growing this place into a comedy mecca. We just saw the need. There's so many funny people in town and not enough stage time. Like I'm seeing too many great comics playing 5 minutes at breweries around town for open mics. So we felt that there was a need and that we had the ability to open a club for the comics and really give them a stage.
And we think the specific size, there weren't enough clubs at the right around 80 to 100 that look full at 30, but look incredible at 100. And we just found that working at clubs and being in audiences and seeing what worked and what didn't. And, there's I think a place for the bigger clubs, and then there's a place for the little bitty clubs, and then we just saw a gap for the size that we had envisioned, which is what we got.
But did you scope out the place? Were you waiting for this to go? What was this before?
This was Santa Cruz Theater.
Santa Cruz Theater.
Oh, that's what this was?
Yeah, this is
OG
shit. Austin.
Okay.
Shout outs to Santa Cruz.
But we noticed that comedians talked about liking the size of room, and when we talked about doing it, I knew that this place was open for lease, and I had worked an event here years and years ago, and so I knew kind of the capacity of it, the occupancy, and then told Chris about it. We came and looked at it, and he just
signed the papers
agreed.
And done.
Yeah. It was a little back and forth, little negotiation.
I bet. I mean, this is like prime location.
Prime location. I was just in love with the layout of the building.
Right.
It works perfect for the room, good green room, office space, everything we need. And for those numbers we were trying to hit, like she said, we were trying to just hit 80 to 120 around that sweet spot there. That we didn't see a room that existed for that in Austin, and we got it to work. So we're just so thankful that it opened, and comedians have been flooding in. It's been great.
Did you have to make any changes? Because you were telling me yesterday you're going to put some curtains here, curtains there.
Yeah,
make a VIP area, make like an entrance and all that stuff. Did you have to change much in the place or no?
You know, not much as far as structure, but yeah, we built the stage, built the bar.
Okay.
They had done a lot already to white box, as they say, the place, to clean it up, put in flooring. But yeah, it's kind of a continual process here. She was smart enough to open the doors when she did, because I felt like the vision wasn't complete. But as we grow, I think it'll change and develop into an even better room. But the reactions so far have been great.
So the name is your name?
Yeah, it's actually my dog's name.
Wait, what? I thought your last name was Orozco. That's not where it come from?
But it does come from that, and that's where his name comes from. He's Rozco or Orozco.
With the Z.
What's that?
With the Z, right?
Yeah, with the Z.
Not like the chicken spot, right?
Not like the chicken spot.
Okay, because if you say
because my name's
Roscoe's-
Orozco, which is Orozco.
Well, and he said when he would grow up playing sports, especially in Texas, that they would be like, Roscoe, get over here.
Yeah, they always call me Roscoe.
Oh, they called you Roscoe?
They would cut that O off, so...
Yeah, they'd always cut
worked.
it off. So it's always kind of been a moniker. And then, of course, I'd name my dog that. And it was just a fun name to say. People already kind of know it through the branding, and then of Roscoe's Chicken as well. And then it kind of has that East Side vibe to it, trying to keep alive here.
And you have a parking lot.
Yeah.
You have a fucking parking lot.
Well, not for long. It'll be a food truck park, but yeah, for now we have a food truck. We have a parking lot.
Well, hold on.
We'll have a public parking garage as like a block away.
The building right here? Is that
the
gonna be a
building
garage?
right behind it.
Free?
Yeah. It should be. We're working out with them right now. But I think we're working on comp. They should be able to comp the room.
So I know nothing about owning anything. Well, no, take that back. I own a house.
Hey, that's a big deal.
It's a big deal. Especially here in Austin, Texas, my friend.
Look, man, I was late to the game 25 years, and I'm just now buying a house. This is fucked up shit. Every day I'm like, man, I should have done it. They should have done it a long time ago. And I could have. I fucking could have.
Oh, man.
I got gentrified. I live in fucking Pflugerville now.
Yeah.
Anyways.
At least it's still Austin.
Yeah, I'm close enough. Now it's like, with traffic and stuff, it sucks.
Well, people are having to live in Dripping Springs right now, man. So
Oh, yeah. People are like, yo, I live in Huddle. I'm like, what? Taylor. I went to Taylor for the first time ever 3 weeks ago.
Yeah. They got that little downtown area. I haven't been there in a
barbecue.
while.
Yo, we have a downtown Pflugerville. It sounds weird to say, but it's like a shell and then a bar. That's it. That's it.
Do you have the PF on the back of your car?
No, hell no.
You're not repping your
No. Ty is the unofficial mayor.
That's right.
He lives a mile away from me. I'm like, you be the unofficial mayor. I don't want it. I really don't want it. Like, I'm going out in downtown Pflugerville, downtown Round Rock. I'm like, ugh.
Yeah, what's that? Downtown Pflugerville was Peach Street?
No, it's Main Street. It's like any.
It's literally Main Street.
It's literally, there's a Shell gas station and there's a Red Rooster across the street, and then some whiskey bar where they do they call it MP3 downloads, but it's really gambling.
Oh, yeah.
You know that shit? Yeah.
A little wink to the Texas.
Yeah, it's like we don't give a fuck. We in Pflugerville, Pflugerville, bitch.
Yeah, exactly.
But you come outside. No, I don't want to quote Ty's song. No, but that's I forgot where I was going with this. Owning something.
Yes.
So, without going into too much detail, I don't want to know how much you're paying for rent and all that stuff. But that's why would I? No, who cares? But what are some of the things that you have to deal with just to open a club?
Well, the negotiation of the lease terms is always a big deal, right? This goes into more technical aspects of leasing a commercial property, but then you really go back and forth with the landlord again. We're just leasing it, but we want a long-term lease in that there's stuff that we're going to do to their property to raise the value of their property. So we had to negotiate on would they take care of those terms. There's also a rent abatement term, which is, I know we're getting a little too technical here, but that's just we won't pay rent for a certain amount of months while we build the club out.
Okay.
So there's all these terms where it's really, you go back and forth for a while. Like we were turned down in October for this place. And it kind of broke us a little bit when we were looking at other spots. And luckily enough, the owners gave us a call in December, and we're just like, hey, you guys still willing to do it? And we said, of course. And then we went over terms again for like another month. But
and the vision, I think, ultimately is what sold them.
Yeah, I mean,
that it was had that performing arts aspect that keeps the theater vibe still prevalent in the building, and that's a big part of the family that owns this is legacy. So I think they liked that if it wasn't going to be a theater, at least it was going to be a stage and comedy.
Right. So it's not like they were. Well, it's a smart move on their part too, knowing how the scene is booming up in here. It's like, yeah, it's a no-brainer. Like, literally, you're gonna have a comedy club in Austin where everybody's moving to every day.
Was the safest choice an insurance office? Maybe, but
is it?
I don't know. But they, ultimately saw what we saw.
Yeah, I think that what they explained to us after the process was done is that they had a lot of offers for bars, but they were kind of moving away from that. Obviously, with the area, I mean,
right,
inundated with bars here, but that wasn't really what they wanted as the legacy, as the family, as this has been their theater for 30 years plus.
Oh, okay.
So I think our vision helped. And then, of course, us being local and to the area and understanding Austin and understanding Austinites, especially the east side, I think that helped with this, that we were going to keep that vibe alive here. And I hope we continue to do that.
So what are you looking for? I know we've talked about this before, but I wanted to have it on the record. Like, as far as what kind of shows or what kind of bookings or anything special? Like, what are you looking for to have here?
I think we really want, the customers, the patrons, to feel like they're at a date night kind of nice environment where everything is just like top of the line. And then we want the comedians to feel appreciated and like they have a chance to get on our stage and that they're respected and they have a nice green room. And, I think those are the two things we're trying to balance.
Exactly. I mean, I really wanted to respect the art of comedy itself.
That's what I wanted to hear.
It
kind of gets disrespected in a way as far as the other art forms go, even though it can be more difficult. Well, I don't want to say it is more difficult, but it can be. And we really just wanted to give a stage to some artists that weren't getting it. Like I said before, we would like to grow artists here in Austin, right? It's difficult to get on some of these big venues and to get your 20 or get your 30 tight.
Get your 10.
Get your 10.
Get your 10.
Exactly. People are just working on fives and stacking fives and hoping they have a 20. And we really want to do that here, is have more growth and see these comics really bloom here in Austin and create the scene that's been spoken about, but we can really pull off, I think, here. And just...
So you're going to have open mics and all of that stuff?
Yeah. We've already done an open mic. It was a great success.
Nice.
And we booked people for shows over the weekend that we saw for the first time on Tuesday. So I think just, trusting Chris as like a talent spotter and knowing like what will work in a room of, paying customers, and we definitely are keeping our eye out for people that we haven't seen and putting them on longer sets.
Yeah, and respecting them as comics and artists. I mean, wink, wink, paying artists. That's something that...
Not even chicken wings? You don't want to...
it may not be
drink
much,
tickets?
We happen to
Right.
be in the business a bit and know how many people were just doing free shows for exposure. But I feel like, hey, you tell jokes, get check, as Jay Leno used to say. So whatever it is, if we can help put some little money in their pockets and give them some stage time, that was really my goal. I really care about the art form more than anything else.
See, I think that's Not that you need my approval or anything. I'm not the end all be all, but I think it's important because the thing is, we don't have an industry here yet, like in LA or New York.
Exactly.
And the luck that we have is that the scene is run by either comics or comedy nerds who respect the art form, like you were saying, right? So if tomorrow someone comes in with a stack of cash and says, "Yo, we're taking over your joint," or "This is how we want to do business," but like, "Hey, well, this is how we operate because we're local. We love the scene. We love the comics. We have a community here that we support." So you can't just come out here and then just start, waving your logo at us like it's. Don't get me wrong, take the bag, but
No,
on
exactly.
your terms. You know what I mean?
No, exactly. And not to give myself too much credit, but I've never been motivated by money as much.
If you open a comedy club, no, you're not. At least yet. Give it some time.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like a restaurant. It takes time to build.
That's so funny. But no, true. It's experience and helping people. I just love comedy so much, and I'll just be honest there. And to see opportunities go to others just because of how many Instagram followers they have or the audience that they have, I feel like our room is just that perfect size. And what we looked for in our room was that we can fill those seats up and give people stage time without worrying about their promotion. Where it's like, hey, I don't have 20,000 followers. Can I get 20 minutes? We come from these bigger clubs. We've worked at these bigger clubs, so we understand what it is and what they're looking for now in comedy.
Right.
Is what kind of tickets can you sell?
Yep.
Well, hopefully our room can sell tickets enough where we can just say, hey, we have some of the best comics in town on our stage.
Just consistently put up shows that make people keep wanting to come back. Because that's another thing, some, like he's saying, so many of these bigger rooms are headliner driven, and people are only coming out once a year to see somebody they've heard of from a TV show or on TikTok or something. Yeah. Whereas we want it to be this experience where you're going to come in and see incredible local talent, and it's going to be different night after night.
Right, and you're also building a following, and it's not about, you can have thousands of followers on Instagram and still not be funny, right? Or be a TikTok guy and have millions of followers, and then you think that translates on stage, right?
We've seen it.
Yeah.
Well, you worked at Cap City. You did too, right?
Yes.
I think that's where I met you.
Yes.
So did you learn something there? And you were like, yeah, we're not going to do that.
What?
We're not shitting on Cap City. I love Cap City.
We're not shitting on Cap City. I learned a lot there that we did implement. But just where they're at in comedy, I mean, there are big rooms to fill. So when you have big rooms to fill, I understand the need of ticket sellers.
Right.
So that's why even though we'll say this place wasn't cheap, there was bigger rooms we could get for this, right? That maybe would have made us more of a profit, right? More room, more tickets to be sold, more money. But we loved the location, which was really key to the operation. Right. And again, we didn't want to be desperate for ticket sellers that are just maybe not ready to do the 45 or the hour. I mean, these guys were funny. I'm not going to get it wrong. These TikTokers, what they had, but they hadn't honed that craft on stage enough to have a 45, to have an hour. I mean, just when we were speaking with Big J Okerson, he said that, like, I don't even have an hour right now. So to say that
Big J can talk for an hour.
Big J, exactly. 3 or 4 he doesn't have an hour because he crowd works for 45, but he can do that. He's that special.
Right.
Where we were seeing guys do 20 and then do a Q&A on stage for just trying to fill that time, but they were filling that room up. So we didn't want to get caught in between that. Oh my God, we have 300 seats to fill or 200 seats to fill. We have a full staff. We need to get these huge guys in here.
Right.
We want to just make comedy thrive. And you've been here so long. There's so many funny people in Austin.
Yes, there are. I don't even put myself in that category.
Exactly.
Humble brag. I'm very humble, but the point is, yes, there are, and some that really deserve more than what they're getting.
Yep.
Exactly.
Because I mean, I get the, it's a grind like anything else, and you're your own boss. You got to go out there. You got to get on stage. You got to get in line. You got to sign up for mics. You might not even get on. you know, and wait out there for a long time and be like, oh fuck, never mind. Or you show up at a mic and it's 40 deep and you're sitting there for 2-3 hours.
Well, and for years I've heard, you know, comedians on podcasts say that they never got paid until they left their hometown where they came up, and that's the only time they were getting paid anything worth anything was on tour.
Yeah.
And, you know, I just hear that and I'm like, well, you know, there's tourists coming into Austin every day. There's plenty of people here who
people who live a block away from there got money.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, we're going to get into the topic.
There's no reason anyone needs to go to New York.
No shit.
Know.
I'm like, you realize where you're at? This is like what? Maybe $2,400 a month at one of these apartments?
At least
for a studio apartment? I mean, you can drop, you know, $15, $20, even $50 for a show. So tell me about that. One thing I really liked, the membership thing, because I haven't seen that done. And I don't know, maybe it is out there, but I just haven't seen it.
Yeah, no, that's something we discussed, and like, how can we reward the people that were here from the beginning? I mean, of course, we have a bold vision for the future, and of course, we think things will grow there. But we wanted to reward people that were here from the beginning, that donated really their money for a private membership, and on top of that, we give them. I think the list goes discounted tickets, discounted drink prices,
early alerts on tickets,
and then letting people know about drop-ins. You know, being in the scene, there's so many huge comics that are just
all the time.
So you don't want to be sitting, especially when you know where we're at. There's so much residential here, sitting in your living room, and we have a big name on stage here that just popped in. We can alert those people, those private members that were here since the beginning. Hey, so-and-so had just popped in. You should come over.
Have you talked to those apartments?
We have.
We have.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah.
The community around here is great as well.
They're very, very supportive. But yeah, so that we wanted that recurring attendance. We want people to feel like they're a part of what we're building here. And so it felt like the private membership, that there was an appetite for that in town, and we felt like we had something to offer that isn't what, you know, is being offered maybe at another club.
I haven't seen it. Well, there's the I mean, they do like VIP stuff. You know, I know Creek does it. Right. Big Laugh does it too. We get in the mailing list and everything. But yeah, I'm glad I signed up. I'm like, yeah, I'm a fan first. I'm a comic second, but I'm a fan first. So I'm like,
and that's what it is, and it's a limited thing, and that's it for the life of the club.
Oh, man, you should go yearly, man.
I know, and you know that's something that she, of course, was like. But I'm just more of a stickler on the people that were here from the beginning, and it's a pretty. Well,
do another wave after that. It's okay. You guys pay $10 a month.
You guys
or
probably
something.
moved out of Austin already. Maybe we'll do it.
I'm just saying, man. It's like I know it's not in for the money, but you know, to even stay here, I would think you'd have to jack it up a little bit. That's just my impression. As a stakeholder, and a member, there's some stock options. I hope I'm gonna get offered later.
Oh, once we go public, man, you're in on it.
Oh, fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. Can I book two? No, I'm playing. Anyway, yeah, congratulations on the place. I look forward to seeing a lot of shows here. I look forward to being on stage eventually.
For sure.
I know you made a call out to producers to come here and produce shows here, right? Or am I giving away too much?
No, I mean, I think it was you that made that call.
We're definitely open to working with producers, for sure.
Yeah, we want to know as much as we can, and the people that were here putting on shows and their ideas, and the people that they represent as well.
Yeah.
So no opportunity will go unlooked.
Sweet. So the Instagram, the website, what is it?
Okay, the website is rozcos.com, roscoscomedy.com. The Instagram is Roscoe's Comedy Club.
Sweet. All right. Follow that. Again, congratulations. I'm really excited. You're going to see my black ass here a lot.
I'm looking forward to it.
You see my black ass?
Of course.
Chris wants to see my black ass. Okay, noted. Noted. All right, so we're going to get into the feedback part of this episode. For those who don't know, the feedback used to be about nightlife, then it switched over to current events and comedy, but we're trying to get more of a targeted topic. We did the drivers, the worst drivers. We did the annoying people at the club. And since you guys, all three of us here are longtime Austinites, we thought that 3 things that you missed the most in Austin.
Oh.
Yes. So who wants to go first? Hey, by the way, it could be anything. It could be traffic. It doesn't matter. So,
For sure.
Lorena, you want to go first?
I guess I'll go first.
All
But
right.
yeah, I mean, I was born here, so I grew up here. But Celebration Station
What the?
was
What was
the one
this?
that came to mind.
That's super.
So it was.
That's really deep. When
They
was
have
this?
some similar things now. So this was in elementary school. If you won the accelerated reader competition, you got to go to Celebration Station. So it was a book reading incentive at my school. The prize was Celebration Station, but it had like bumper cars and
It was like a
an
fair?
arcade. It was like a giant arcade thing off of I-35 on the south
batting
side.
cages as well.
Yeah, I never got to swing a bat, but
Wait, 35 and what?
like just south of 71
Just south of 71.
on the east side of I-35. It was this gigantic thing, like
What year are we talking
go
here?
karts outside. 1998. Yeah.
98, and then it was
98.
over in 98.
No, I think it closed like maybe 2005 or something like
I'd
that.
say 5 or 6.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I never heard of that. Then
And-
again, I would never
It was
venture
for
out
kids.
south.
Think
That's why.
Gaddy Town, but like more.
Daddy Town's a good one too.
Do you remember that? Did you used to go?
Celebration Station?
Yeah,
Celebra-
Chris.
Yes, I did.
Into the mic.
I did. I'm sorry. As an older, but not as a kid.
That wasn't creepy, was it? Doing bumper cars with a bunch of 10-year-olds. Like, take this, fucker.
I mean, I was 18. I was 18.
No.
Celebration Station. So it
Well,
was
they
like.
had the batting cages.
So this was year round?
Yeah.
Bumper cars?
Bumper cars, race car, track.
Yeah, go
Was
kart
there?
track.
Is that where the Omni Hotel is?
Just south of there. Yes, you're on the right
Like
track.
Burlington area?
All of those hotels that are right there, like just south of
Oh.
71, used to be a Celebration Station. It was big. It was like tens of thousands of square footage of like arcade game, kid game, air hockey,
Outside, or is it big?
both inside, outside.
Fuck! Nobody told me. I got here in 98.
Yeah.
Well, I remember the big, again, I keep harping on the batting
batting
cages.
cages.
That's pretty much what I went for. But yeah, I remember the cages and seeing all that. And then the go-karts were really fun. And they were old school go-karts. So,
Oh, you could fall off kind of thing?
Oh,
yeah.
it was dangerous.
It was
for
dangerous
sure.
for sure. And you knew which ones were faster than the other ones. They were all,
Pink was slow.
Wait. So there was the whole track, or was
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
bumper cars?
No,
there was
both.
bumper cars and there was a go-kart track that you could race on. That's what I did, the track and batting cages. I didn't do the bumper cars or the arcade as well.
What's the equivalent today? There's the Austin's thing off
Yeah,
of 35.
it's kind of like that.
Yeah, they have.
I've been to that one.
Yeah, that's indoor though, right?
It's both. They have
okay.
there's a go-kart thing. There's a merry-go-round. There's they have bumper boats.
Bumper boats.
They have that, and then inside they have like a roller coaster, like a small roller coaster.
Okay, so
and then
yeah, I
arcades
think
and
that's
stuff.
that's similar along those lines.
Yeah.
Yeah, Celebration
Ew.
Station. That was a good one.
All right, what do you got, Chris?
You know what? I have something. Do y'all remember Fun Fest?
Fuck yes. I was on Matt Sonzala's part. No, Matt Sonzala
Yeah.
from Pusher Mania back in the day. I was on his podcast, and we spent we reminisce over fun because they're like fuck ACL and South by, it's kind. But Fun Fest was like the shit. Did you go?
No, I'm not cool enough for that.
No, don't say that.
Don't say that.
No, don't sell yourself short like that. Because Fun Fest. Go ahead.
No, it was all inclusive. That was the thing. You might not have been cool enough for ACL at the time or whatever it was, but Fun Fest had rap, rock,
Yes.
comedy,
That comedy,
which was
yes.
big to pull me in as being
Yes.
a fan. And it just felt nice. The vibe was great.
They had so everything was spread out. It was all on auditorium shores, right?
Okay.
And what I loved about it, shout out to Graham Williams, who's been on this podcast, by the way, so go back and listen to his episode.
We'll have to.
There was other stuff going on. They had a skating ramp one year.
That's right.
They had a wrestling rink with midgets,
Wrestling.
midget wrestling. But the variety of acts that they would book was crazy. One year they had a Wu-Tang Clan, and I remember I think the last year they did, Lauryn Hill showed up, but she got cut off at 10 o'clock.
There was something like that. Yeah,
she showed up late as
Good
always,
sound.
but literally cut everything off at 10 o'clock, and then she stopped. But I remember seeing Big Frida. I remember seeing, they had a rock one. I'm trying to think who else I saw. But the comedy, I'm trying to think who came to the comedy tent. Do you remember?
I think that was the first time I saw like Doug Benson. I think was around that time. That one comes to
It used to come all the time.
Everyone was smoking in there. Why are the names escaping me now as I call it up? But great comics though. Like
yes, like nothing to shit on. It was like great booking. And then there was Sound on Town. Did you go to Sound on Town?
Yes, I believe so.
The one at the Renaissance Fair, the Sherwood Forest on the east side.
Oh, okay.
So when Margin Walker became shit, I forgot the name. But anyway, they changed companies, right? And then they did Sound on Town, which was supposed to be a fun fest at the Sherwood Forest where they had the Renaissance Fair on those grounds. So it was like a whole weekend. You camp out there for the weekend. And same thing. I mean, you're in the woods, right? And they have like 3 stages. There's one with a big dragon on top of it. They had comedy late night too.
Yeah, no, I never made out there. Where was that at?
The Sherwood Forest.
Which side is like
east? You're going east on 71.
Like towards Bastrop?
Yeah.
You never been to the Ren Fair?
You had to go to Renaissance.
Well,
Fair.
I've been to the one in Houston, and I have been to the one I think you're talking about out in Page, Texas, I believe it is.
No, this is I don't know the name of the town, but it's past that. But they had like a jousting competition. They kept all the Sherwood, all the Renaissance stands. They kept all of that stuff. Unfortunately, it got rained out on that Sunday, so they had to cut everything out. But it was, man.
That sounds wild.
Yeah, I haven't had one since, but no, but seriously, Fun Fest was like the cooler festival.
Yeah, it was.
It's so much more laid back. ACL is very like corporate, very we're booking
uptight.
Yeah, but Fun Fest was just you drive to Fun Fest and you just hang out. Like you don't have to check out the music. There's plenty of other things to do.
Yeah, it was in a great location, Auditorium Shores.
Yeah.
And everyone was really pulling towards that ACL, and it was around that same time, and it was just like, no, we're going to Fun Fest. Like that was what it was about. So yeah, that's mine. I think they stopped in like 2015.
Yeah, 2016 was the Sound on Sound.
Okay.
Sound on Sound Fest. Yeah, 2015 was the last one. I remember I used to sneak into the VIP area. We had this trick. So
It sounds like you.
So get this. So when I started the feedback back in 2010, we would cover events, but we never got credentials, right? So we'd do South by, we never really did this but we'd do Fun Fest. I didn't know Graham at the time. And I was like, all right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to go to Kinko's and we're going to make fake price passes with our pictures on it. And they would say the feedback. And we had our like a mugshot or whatever we took at Walgreens. And then we'd go, all right, here's the strategy to walk into the VIP area. There's 3 of us. I'm like, all right, you hold the camera. I'll hold the microphones and you hold the cables. And we just walk in. And we never got stopped. So we'd go in there and hang out with the artists. I remember one year we interviewed Black Milk. You know Black Milk, the rapper, producer? Yeah. We interviewed him. He's just chilling in there, and he's like, "Where'd you guys? Oh, we just, got microphone cables and the camera." But yeah, we landed some really good interviews just from walking around with gear in our hands. That was our trick and our fake press passes.
That's so fun.
That's a good way in.
I want to say, is it Gary Veeder? I think his comedian whose dad would take him as a child journalist and do the same thing.
Oh, really?
But for sports. And they would say that he was the kid, a reporter for Sports Illustrated.
Fuck yeah, you don't want to turn down a kid.
And exactly. And then they would get to the court side of basketball games and he would, same thing, microphone connected to nothing, in an interview, NBA.
You know what? I have a 5-year-old giving me ideas.
See?
Hey,
I mean, come on.
I'm gonna get him started soon. This is a great idea. This is a great idea. All right, what do I miss? I miss Ring the Alarm. Remember Ring the Alarm? Does that ring a bell?
It's funny.
No?
Ring.
No, I didn't mean that. I did
No
not
pun
mean it that
intended.
way. No pun.
Ring
No,
the
you
alarm.
have to enlighten me on that one.
So Ring the Alarm was the longest running reggae party in Austin.
Oh, shit.
It was started by DJ Baby G, who's now a nurse. I'm trying to get him out of retirement so he can come back and DJ. But it was John Mighty and Baby G. Baby G used to be on the radio, and they used to do this monthly reggae dancehall party. And they've moved around a lot. They did. There was a club on 6th Street called Empanada Parlor. That was like literally 6 and 35, maybe 2 doors down 6th Street. Then they moved to Flamingo, which is still around. Then they took it to a place, Light Bar, I think it was called. It was on Congress. Then it was Copa. And then they moved. They used to do boat parties too. So this was like my church. Like,
I could see that.
Because I grew up in France. I love me some reggae. I love me some dancehall music. And I was like, where is this is Austin. There's got to be some dancehall, some reggae music. And every month, every first Saturday of the month, that was my thing. And it was in my early 20s or so. But yeah, like they do the boat parties on Lake Travis, and it was all Jamaican food. And we're like, you take the boat, you go on an island, you drop the anchor, whatever the fuck you do. And then, dance your ass off and then go back.
Chicken.
Oh, man. Yo, I got some footage. I got some because and then.
What was the years on this?
Wow, this is 2000, I'll say 6 to 2012, 13, something like that.
That makes me feel a little better.
Yeah, I mean, but now there's still some. I mean, Jaflex, who runs the Texas Pro DJs, they do at Dub Academy DJ School, and they also do. They do a lot of corporate stuff, but they have a reggae dancehall night at Flamingo. I think it's once a month or something. Nice. I forgot the date. Just find Jaflex. Actually, find Jamie Dredd. He's the one who does it too. But anyway, we'll have the links and all that. But yeah, that was my shit, man. Because the thing with the dancehall parties is that I'm big on dancing. If you follow me on Instagram, that's what I post about a lot on my stories. Because I go out and I take videos of people dancing and comment on it. No judgment, but whatever. I think it's fun. And I'm
Freedom
a dance freak.
Expression.
Yes, and I'm a dance freak myself. So they used to call out all the Jamaican dances. They'd be like, "Bach, do the dance," and I'm just like going there. They're like in Sean Paul videos. I'm doing all the get him a run. So yeah, that was my workout, my monthly workout.
I know you forget, like after during COVID, I was like, man, I used to dance a lot.
We used to have dance floors in Austin.
You don't
No more.
realize how much
For sure.
You got to find
calories you're burning, dancing, drinking tequila sodas all night.
I have a dad bod now. What do you think that is? All right, second, let's go back. What do you got?
Okay. Katz's Deli on West 6th.
Oh, yes, Katz's Deli.
And never closes. And I just really miss like that 24-hour, you could go and get an actual like pastrami sandwich right downtown. I used to go in high school. That was like our thing. We would drive up from South Austin and go and eat
with the taxi outside.
Yeah. And exactly. And
Oh, that's right.
The
The-
taxi
yeah,
was
that's
parked
right.
in front. But that's even where we went for graduation.
Do you know what year it shut down? Do you remember?
I don't know, but
Because I mean, I don't know how long you'd been there.
Yeah.
But that was the go-to
Right.
late night. This is before Magnolia. This is before even Whataburger.
well, yeah. I mean,
That
know,
was like-
Magnolia, Kirby. Like there used to be like a really big 24-hour diner.
24-hour diner.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
24-hour.
Literally.
But a lot of late night eating happening in Austin, and I miss that. But Katz's was always like a destination. Like we've been partying at house party. Let's all drive down there and get something.
Hell yeah, I missed that. They were the one at 24-hour by Katz's.
Yeah, and that's actually, I mean, to bring it into the point, 24-hour places to eat.
Exactly.
I mean, Star Seed is still up.
Yeah, there's a few.
If you want some
here, but-
grimy eggs,
I mean, I'm not gonna hit on
you
them.
want some grimy ass eggs.
Grimy
you
ass
go to
eggs.
But
Star
we get
Seeds.
out of here so late now. Out of the club, we're like, okay, where are we eating?
I mean,
Yeah.
I used to go to Magnolia, the one off Lake Austin. Now it's chicken Tumble 22. And then the one on South Congress, which
Right.
is still open, but now they close at 10.
Exactly.
By the way,
It's
Chris Castles works there. So if you go there, holler at Chris
Oh,
Castles.
yeah,
We will.
we'll holler at him. But yeah, I mean, Kirby Lane itself, right? Like Kirby Lane was
It's not 24 anymore?
No,
Since COVID?
since
Right.
COVID.
And,
Oh,
yeah,
man.
exactly.
That's a big hit. Like just for an Austin place. I mean, to go into mine, I was gonna say that the death of late night Kirby, late night pancakes.
That's yours.
Yeah.
That's what you missed.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna roll into. And Katz has kind of put it right there.
You
as
didn't go
well.
to the IHOP on Cesar Chavez?
You know what? We're
Only if you
OGs.
wanna
You know, you
fight.
only do that a couple times before you realize.
I feel like I upgraded over the years because, like, after Katz's closed, we were like, all right, fuck it. I guess it's the IHOP on Cesar Chavez. And then we went to the Denny's that's on the other side.
Yep.
The Denny's, and then we're like, you know what? We're
should go there
sophisticated. Let's go to. It's still there, the Denny's.
The Denny's is there. Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah. I forget about it though.
Yeah, forget about it though. Come on. Forget it. I mean, and then there was Whataburger for a second, but yeah, 24 Diner and Magnolia, those were the two.
Yeah, but there's still a demand. Like I live by a 24-hour Whataburger, and there's a line into the street.
What's the the one on Guadalupe? Don't ever try that one.
The
Like,
one on MLK on the airport.
man, I've driven to 5 different Whataburgers once on my way north.
Yeah.
I did the one downtown, and then the one on the east side, and I went up to the one on Lamar, on North Lamar, the one on Breaker, on 35 and Breaker, and I ended up the one on Palmer and Dessau. And
Oh,
then
yeah,
I
yeah.
ended up waiting 30 minutes anyway.
Exactly.
And there'll be a line, and that line is not moving.
No.
This
No,
is
it's
not
not.
Chick-fil-A.
No.
This is not In-N-Out. This is Texas Whataburger. And if it's a long line, no, it's going to take a long time.
Yeah.
But you would think like everybody has the same idea. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
what are the other options?
Where you going to go at that point?
You want grimy eggs?
Yes, eggs. There's a Whataburger at the airport now.
Yeah, that's true. In the where you
Yeah.
the cell phone lot.
Exactly,
Yeah,
and
that's
that
what-
thing will be hopping late at night. I was like, oh, I know a secret. They won't know about this one.
Drive to the airport.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
you've
can
done
get
it?
in there. Well, I stay on the southeast side,
Ah,
so it's
okay,
not
okay,
too far away from me.
okay.
I'm a Del Valley cat, so I'm like, we got anything out here, and we don't have HEB or anything. I was like, there's a secret Whataburger at the airport, line around the block. I was like, oh, you got the word's out.
Yeah, tell me your flight just got delayed. Fuck off, man. But I'm trying to think, like, besides Star Season Whataburger, what's the other 24-hour spot?
I can't think of one.
I mean,
There's a really good late night Korean spot we went to the other night up on
That was so good.
183 and Burnett.
so hot.
But it was only till like 2 a.m. But it was really good. But we've been searching because we've been getting out here so late, and then like we don't have time to eat during all these shows.
Yeah.
and then you're out.
Hey,
and we're like,
maybe it's tell you something.
well,
food truck 24
exactly.
Yeah.
parking lot.
Have a 1 a.m. show, like a late ass show, and be like, hey, you know what? We got food.
In this neighborhood, they're ready for it for
They
sure.
really are.
Yeah, get via 313. Shit. I don't know about. Okay, never mind.
Like every other day, at least.
Really?
Yeah.
It's a default at this point.
It
It's
is.
a defaults right there. We give friends and family discounts. Shout out via 313. They got comics working there.
Yeah.
We put them on stage.
They're good.
Oh, that's a good. So Cassius was a good one. What's your?
Well, I was just bouncing off of that.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
The late night with the Kirby, but another one I was thinking of was, I don't even remember. I know it's changed, but it used to be Marley Fest that we used to have.
Yes, when you have to do the reggae fest, right?
Yeah, Reggae Fest is what it changed to. It used,
Into
to,
the
be
mic.
it used to be Marley Fest
Yes.
originally, and you could get in by just bringing
Canned foods.
Canned food.
Yes.
So that's where we would go, and you just bring in the canned foods, and you hang out, have a
Mom's
good time.
pantry.
Reggae, you reminded me of it
I
when you were talking
remember
about the
Marley
reggae.
Fest. Yeah.
And then it kind of changed to they didn't want to do Marley, so they did Reggae Fest, and then they were charging, and then people were camping there. I think the last one I went to, and it really went downhill. But the original, the vibe of that place was really fun.
Yeah, canned goods. That's right. You donate canned goods to get into the festival.
Yeah,
I remember
yeah.
that. God, yeah,
Really good
It's hard
music.
to even imagine that.
I really miss
now.
old Austin.
Right?
We're
I
only
know.
like halfway.
Right?
Exactly.
And I'm like, yo, yes, man. I remember the last time I went to Marley Fest, they had. I didn't even care about the people on stage. There was a dude that had this. He had a truck, like an actual, not a pickup truck, but like a truck with an inside.
Yeah.
And he
okay,
set up
yeah.
his DJ equipment in there, and it was like on the side, like on the where the trees are at Auditorium Shores.
Yeah,
he was
yeah, the
along.
left side.
It was over there, like away
Okay.
from the stage, but he would DJ and play like all 90s and 2000s reggae and dancehall, and people would just getting high and dancing around
Yeah,
the
that's what-
trees.
yeah.
And you're like,
Yeah.
yeah, that
That's what
stuff
it
on
was.
stage, we don't really care because this guy's jamming. That was my last Marley Fest. Holy shit, man.
Yeah,
You're taking me
it
back. No
that
pun.
That was really fun. That was really felt Austin right there. Because I know they have Eeyore's birthday. They were still doing their Peace
Yeah, you're still
Park.
doing that, right? At Peace Park? Yeah.
It's been a while since I've been to that. But Marley Fest used to be the one we used to go to, especially because it was just some canned goods and you're in. It's good for a good cause. But I think it got.
Did you think they got, why they had to change the name? Not
Probably,
like the.
probably Marley Family or something.
Oh,
I don't
come on. Like the Marley family cares about what Austin, Texas is doing.
Who knows?
Back then.
I think while it grew, because it was Marley Fest for probably a few years.
Yeah, it was.
And it was Reggae Fest, which was fine, but then it was priced. There was no donation. It wasn't going to the food bank, which I think it was originally.
Yeah.
And then there was more vendors, and it was more. And then the last one I went to, people were camping there. They had a bunch of tents set up all in the middle, and it was pretty much people just selling weed everywhere. That's pretty much what it was. And it just kind of lost that feeling of everyone having a great time. I don't know if they still do it or not.
Reggae Fest?
Yeah.
Yeah, they still do. I think they do.
Yeah.
I haven't looked at it in a while, but I'm sure it's around 420, so it should be coming up soon.
Yeah, I guess maybe we'll give it a try.
Why not? I mean, I don't even care about the lineup, but you know.
No,
I'm
but it was a
it's
good time.
Yeah, it was. It was.
Good time.
So think about after hours. I remember the dope after hours spot. It kind of rotated. So back in the day, there was, remember End Up? Well, I'm really dating myself here.
And
There was Paradox downtown.
Paradox.
So
you know
across the
that.
street was
Okay.
End Up. It was called This Is Where You End Up.
Okay.
And you were jacked up on Red Bull. Red Bull soda and water. That's all they sold. The music was all right, but the remember Music Gym
Yeah.
that was right here on 35 and 6th Street,
Yeah.
and you would go in there and you had. I mean, I'm a music snob, so there are after hours spots today. There's the cut, there's the oven, but it's all like techno shit.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah,
I
for
get
sure.
it. You know, people are into that.
what's keeping them up? You know, that's their music choice.
You got to be on something to go to those spots. I went to the cut.
Kingdom, right?
Yeah, Kingdom too. Yeah, that's right. When Kingdom was in the alley, like that was fine.
Yeah.
But to me, I like the spots where you would go and then they're at 2 a.m. they shut the lights and they go, hey, guess what? We keep going. Plush was that place.
Oh, yeah.
Plush was that place.
That's right.
And so Plush on the corner of 7th and Red River.
That private room in the back.
Yeah. Yo, I can tell you some. I celebrated. I'll never forget this. I was celebrating my birthday. I don't remember which one it was. Probably my late 20s or something. And I basically went to all the bars where I didn't. My friends were like, back, we're going to every bar where we know somebody. I'm like, I'm fucked. And I remember I ended up at Plush. That was the last stop. And I don't do tequila. Tequila is not, ever since that day, I'm like, I'm not doing that. But I took 2 shots of tequila, and the Table Manners crew was up every Saturday. They were the only party in Austin that had, it was 2x4. So it's 2 DJs going back and forth. And all the best DJs I've gone through Plush.
Yep.
This is not even touching the drum and bass night and all the other stuff.
Yeah, just Plush. On regular schedule.
But I'm up there and I grabbed the mic and I'm started shouting out at everybody. Yo, shout out to Avi, shout out to Jay, shout out to DJ Tatsu. And then my eyes went to the back of my head and I fell off and the ant fell on me.
Oh no.
There's a picture of me with the mic and remember and Tatsu from Ramen Tatsuya.
Yeah.
Like he was looking at me like this motherfucker here. I ended up in that back room throwing up. And at the time, my girlfriend at the time, she had to call somebody to help her get me up the stairs in my apartment because I was gone.
No.
So yeah, but at Plush they would do that thing. They were like they'll play late, and then they go, all right, everybody shut the fuck up, lock the door, turn the lights off, and then 2 minutes later, keep it going for another hour or so.
Yeah.
So I miss that kind of, especially with the music. I mean, again, if it's music I like.
For sure. Those are great times, especially, I mean, we're younger back in that day. It's funny you mentioned Paradox, too. I was like, man, I remember.
Wait, how old are you, Chris?
I'm 35 years old.
And you remember Paradox?
Yeah.
Wow. Were you there at age 10 or something? Because Paradox was like, you remember they had the phone parties. They would go live on the radio station with Boogie in them.
Well, we were waiting to turn 18 so we could do something on 6th Street.
Right? That's right.
So then it was like Paradox was it, right? It was on the radio, right? We'd hear all the radio ads and we're like, oh, that's the spot, right? Once we get old enough, we'll go there. And it was just black plywood everywhere with a couple colored lights.
Yeah,
and
but they had a
everybody
big
was in
dance
there.
floor. They had a huge dance floor.
We'd be bumping and grinding on there, whatever, as young 18-year-olds. So
where was this?
This was on 5th and Trinity.
Okay.
I would think so. Yeah.
So you had
down the
Paradox,
west end for sure.
and then Copper Tank was around the corner. Man, we're really dating.
I know. Like, do y'all remember when Spiro's was before Barbarella?
Spiro's was the hoodest.
So my dad put that sign up at Spiro's. So
she's OG Austin.
What?
My dad was a sign maker. So a lot of these, I was very sheltered, but so I didn't get to go down here so much.
You didn't want to go to Spiro's back then?
No, but I was with him when he installed the signs on that place, and I remember walking around in there. And anytime I'm in Barbarella, because that's what Barbarella is,
right?
I'm always like, I remember when nothing had been in here.
Yo, Spiro's remember there was Empire downtown first. That was the black club. And then a little more sophisticated, quote unquote. And you go to Spiro's, and then you walk through. Yeah, so you walk through the main room, and then you go outside, and you have another tent or some shit. I remember walking in there. I went like this.
It's flashback, right?
Yo, I walk in, and like 5 minutes in, I see a chair just. I'm like, all right, this is it. I'm out. Not for me. I can fit in, but no, not.
They were looking for fights.
Yo, Spiro's was hood.
They're looking for fights, man.
Oh my God, Spiro's.
Yeah, I was in there when I was 7 years old, 8 years old. I never partied there. was there when they were opening. I met the owner as a child, like as a 10-year-old.
Like, when I grow up, I want to come over here. No, you don't.
No, I mean, and it's just one of those things that just sticks in my head. I show Chris anytime we're driving around. I'm like, my dad made that. My dad made that. Like barflies over on airport.
Oh, okay.
Like that really cool neon sign. Again, I was in there like as a little kid, and now it's a dive bar. It's not a thing to. But it's just OG Austin.
Yeah, the sign with the martini glass. It's
that little
still
olive.
up, still there. He did a great job.
Yeah. Did he keep it?
No, I mean it was neon signs. Like that's what he sold. So he would go into businesses, and he had an eye for it. And he'd be like, you know what you need here? You need this, and he would sell neon on like. Mainly on the spot.
That is dope. Did you used to go to Spiro's?
Oh yeah, I've been to Spiro's before. I young, stood out, big guy walking in there. I looked like a big target on my back.
Maybe that chair was for you. Because man, I was like, this is not for me.
No.
Won't catch me dead in here.
Yeah, I carried myself with confidence.
See, there was
walking in there.
There was Roxy. Remember Roxy?
Yeah.
So Roxy was the other hood spot on 6th Street. And Roxy is the only place where I saw somebody draw a gun.
Oh, my God.
A fight broke out. They had the upstairs. And some dude was dangling from the top floor. So they evacuated the place. And I saw some guy walk. He had he had a white suit on. And he walked out of Roxy with his hand in his pocket like this. Like I'm about to shoot somebody. And I'm like, I'm about to go home. I ain't trying to.
That's cute.
Man, but when you think about it, we put some miles on that street.
Oh yeah,
Oh, my
man.
God.
Just to think about back in the day, Texas relays that used to hit really hard over there.
Is relays over? They haven't come back since COVID, right?
They're back.
Are they coming back?
Yeah.
When?
Well, in a couple weeks.
In
They're
April? It used to be like end of March usually.
Yeah. Well, maybe it's this weekend. I don't know.
Are they going to board up all the
I don't
bars?
know.
Remember when they started doing that? Because I remember they
Yes.
didn't do that. And then that one year,
Yep.
because everyone used to meet up at Highland Mall, which is
Right.
another throwback. If you know about Highland Mall, that was the parking lot that used to be. Everyone would meet up when they came into Austin.
Yep.
And then from there, we would mob deep down to downtown. And
You say we?
I was there.
Me and my boys
We're slabbed out, man.
Joe,
What are you
man.
talking about?
Every gas station downtown was a party.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Why are you stunting at the Chevron on 6th and 35? With your spinners and
Slow, loud, and banging. I'm Texas. Houston culture was big when I was growing up, man. So I was into all that. So yeah, we'd be there. Everybody would have their trunks rattling like they were gonna fall off. We'd
all the
be in
white people
parking lot.
hiding like, I'm not going out this weekend. Guess why? Right, let
Yeah, I
me figure.
know. And then they started shutting down 6th Street, and they shut down the Highland Mall
That's
parking lot.
right.
Yeah.
I remember that. Yes.
There were police presence at the Highland Mall. We're like, whoa. But it was a little reckless out there.
Oh, it was. I mean, look, this is all for security reasons.
Yeah, for sure.
when you start splitting 6th Street in two and you had to walk on one
Yeah.
side.
That's right.
Right. So
Like,
they could respond quicker.
Yeah, so it's like if you want to cross, you had to go
Go
all the way to the
through the
intersection.
barrier and around.
Yes, and all the cops would be in the middle.
Remember that? Yeah.
Yeah.
All be in the middle, ready. Like it was like they were in the trenches of
Yeah.
war.
Exactly.
The funniest thing I saw at relays was black people on horses on 6th Street. I mean, on the east side of 6th Street.
Yeah.
They were just riding horses, just like, okay, I guess
I'm in town.
I guess we're doing that too. But yeah, I wonder when it comes back if it's going to be, because they haven't had one since COVID, right? Or
Well,
not,
I
did
just know
miss?
because we were planning an event on campus, and it's like that date is like blocked off on the calendar. And we're not doing anything that day
Oh, wow.
over there. So I think it's coming up.
Did you ever go to the actual relays? Because
I don't think I ever went. No, I never went. I didn't even know really what it was. I'll tell you the truth.
it's a track meet, isn't it?
Yeah, I found that out.
Yes.
But for the first few years, I just
Nobody
thought it was
cares.
when
It's like
it was-
it's Blacks Festival.
Yeah.
Black and Mexicans, this is what we do. Like, what about the track meet? What track meet? I'm here for the cars.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Isn't it about kids too?
What?
I think it's high school.
I think it's
track.
high school.
It's high school?
I think it has something to do with high school kids coming.
Yeah, it's high
running
school.
track
The high
at
school
the
track
Texas.
meet. Yeah, so that's why everyone would be
track
coming from these small
meet.
towns.
I thought it was college level.
No, they were at the college. Though.
Right, they're running at.
They would
UT.
run at UT,
Oh.
but it was all the high schools that would
Yeah.
meet up. So it was a lot of young, and it was from all. I mean, you know.
I mean,
how
they look
big
old. I'm
Texas
sorry,
is.
but it was some old niggas. Sorry,
All
I gotta
them-
say that.
Well, no, it
all them
became.
families.
You know what it was.
Yeah.
But I
but
think at the heart of it, that's what it is.
At the heart
At the
of
heart
Texas
of it,
Relays,
Texas
it
Relays.
is a competition of
For
track
some
and
kids.
field of high school children. Yeah.
What are different disciplines? I don't fucking know. Throw the javelin? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what. I never went,
Emphasis.
but
No one cares. No one ever
no,
cared
we were
about
just
this.
partying at the Highland Mall parking lot until it got dark enough to go downtown.
But seriously, every year my friends were like, I think I'm gonna stay home this weekend.
Yep.
No, it seriously changed into boarded up. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there was a couple shooting, but now, I mean, 6th Street. I mean, during COVID, 6th Street got pretty dangerous.
I mean, it wasn't dirty back then. That's, I don't know. What,
Yeah,
I'm trying to remember what was the year that it flipped.
Yeah.
It flipped
switched.
to like this.
I
is
think
the-
I was already an adult. I like to believe.
for sure. We were
But it wasn't
older.
dirty back then. There was some dirty shit. Yes,
There was some dirty shit
There's some
going
dirty
on.
shit. I've witnessed a riot on 6th Street for Mardi Gras one year.
Oh yeah, Mardi Gras.
All the
Halloween
cops
was
on one
always big,
side
too.
and everybody else was on the other side. Yeah, that was some crazy shit. But besides that, you know, it's a
I think it
friendly-
didn't turn dirty until there was a clean part.
Right.
Until
they
West
built
6
out
started
West.
popping.
Yeah.
Then it was like, oh, this is the dirty side.
Yes.
Before that, it was just the
You
6th Street.
graduate, right? This is like
Exactly.
elementary school, and then middle school is the warehouse district,
still
and West 6 is for the fancy people who think they got
Yeah.
money.
It still confuses
Exactly.
tourists, and I try to explain like it's 3 parts of 6th Street, you know.
Which is interesting now with this east side of
Yep.
6th Street, which is really redone and nice on this side.
Oh yeah,
it's
I
very
was
popular
gonna say
eat.
my next thing was just back when the east side was dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't dare venture a block east of that Wendy's.
No,
No, you would-
I'm surprised that Wendy's is still there. I
It-
told
it
her
is?
the other day,
I never see it open.
It's there.
is it open? I don't.
I have
yeah,
no
she
idea.
was like, I'm waiting in line at Wendy's. Like, what Wendy's are you at? She was like 6 and 35. I was like, get out of there now.
Yeah, like lock your
Leave
doors.
that
Right.
Wendy's. That is not a real Wendy's. I don't know what that is.
I don't even know where the kitchen is.
Yeah, they're
so
not. No one's
small.
working there.
You know,
You just get out of there.
when you're driving for Lyft, sometimes you get hungry and you let it go too long, and it just is a thing.
No, just spend the gas.
Spend the
Trust
gas.
me, go a
Get
few
out. I
miles.
was,
Find
she's
a
like, this Wendy's
Whataburger.
is taking forever. I was like, well, which one are you at? She was like, 6th Street. I was like, that? No, leave there.
Well,
now.
he was like, "You worry me." Like,
I would be too. Shit.
I was like, get
I've
out.
had that thing once, never again. And I'm talking like at least 10 years
I
ago.
mean, and as I'm sitting there, you know, there's like a lady with no pants on approaching the car, and I was like, you know what? Maybe you're right.
no,
I think
maybe.
there's
He's
just
right.
like-
Just
Yeah.
don't
It's
order
like,
from
get
that
out of
Wendy's.
there. It's not worth it. I'll Uber Eats you something. Just get out of there.
No, but
A moving
it
target.
used to be, I mean, just like any city that gets gentrified, right? But like, I remember going to a party on the east side. It's probably not even as far east as this. It's maybe like 3 blocks out. This is like Kamal. Right.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like some apartment in Kamal. My friend had a place there, and because I remember driving down 35, and you look on the right, and you see the Capitol, you see the tower, you see the Frostback, whatever, and you look to your left, and it was no lights. It was darkness, and you're
Oh,
like,
yeah,
"Are
yeah.
you really going there?" Yeah, I want to see my friend. I'm gonna
Oh, yeah.
wish me luck. It was like that, and then at night, black people and Mexicans just like walking from
Yeah,
the dark side under the bridge, going over the 6th Street, and crawl back to the east side at 2 a.m. I used to park under the bridge.
Oh, yeah, that's where we used to park.
Yeah, park under the bridge.
It's funny that we've been telling people about the club, and we'll say, yeah, we're on 7th and Chacon. They go, what a great area, what a great spot. And I was like, Chicon used to be like. And then we went up to 12th and Chicon. She had told me her shout outs to Skinny's, another bar that had just opened there, that her friend had opened, and I was like, all right, yeah, where is it? She's like 12th and Chicon. I was like, what is, what bar is this? It's all redone over there. It's
I haven't been to South Chicon in a while.
Yeah, Outer Heaven, Skinny's, King, B, they're all like right there at 12th and Chicon.
Yeah, it's
brand new
all
spots?
all brand new spots.
Fancy?
Like some of them pre-COVID, but like I would say definitely 2018, 19.
Yeah, pretty nice bars, like not just dive bars or anything like that. But I mean, we know when I used to roll through there, they're shooting dice on the corner.
Yeah, I believe it. Yeah,
like for real, that was where there was like gang activity. That's where the Bloods and stuff were at.
That's where Lando's from.
But yeah, now it's like, it was just funny. We were just at something. They're like, wow, it's 7th and Chicon. What a great area. It's just funny how much it changed.
Look, if you go far enough, you might still run into.
Oh, it's going. They just tore down some stuff that had some nice murals. Did you see that Nipsey Hussle mural? That's like down 7th, all the way down 7th. Anyway, they had like an old warehouse. Remember with all those murals? That just got torn down a couple days ago. And I was like, oh man, that sucks. But I'm sure there'll be some development there.
Of course, it's gonna be. So where are we at? So.
I think it's me again. I was going to say Hills Cafe. You ever go there?
Hills Cafe?
Hills Cafe.
Hills Cafe? No.
So it was on South.
No, he's smiling already.
I'm smiling because I know he hadn't been there.
Well,
why?
No, it's real.
Yo, it was a reggae fest and shit I never been to.
No, I know about Hills Cafe.
Hills Cafe.
Go ahead. What is it?
No, it's on the south. I grew up on the south side, so my nostalgia is for over there. And it was open till like pretty recently, but it's music outside and the huge oak trees and just like very picturesque of stage, broken down stage.
Country also.
Country.
Yeah, okay.
And then they had the Sizzler on Sundays, and that was a $10 steak.
$10 steak?
$10 steak, 2 sides.
Good steak?
Good. Well,
Well, I don't know. It's $10.
Oh, it's $10, but
it was a long time ago, though.
No. This is like recently, like within 5 years.
Oh, so they're gone now?
They are gone now. There was a suspicious fire. But it was owned by Bob Cole.
Why are you smiling? Don't smile like that. He's talking about a fire.
Well, because you said suspicious fire,
Yeah.
so I'm like, oh, were they recouping some money?
Yeah, of course.
Oh.
But I mean, it was they joke about this on the radio, so I'm not speaking out of school. But they Bob Cole, who owns Bob FM, he had a ownership of that Hills Cafe.
So he set it on fire to get the interest money?
Oh.
I mean, I wouldn't say
maybe.
they would, but
let's just entertain the thought.
Yeah.
100% that's what happened.
But me and my mom used to go there like every Sunday night and eat there. And then they have like really cool like music like during the summer especially, and some, more country, Texas country, outlaw country would be there playing.
Where was this? Like how south?
Congress and
just past Congress 71, not that far down.
Just south, yeah, like north of Stastny.
Yeah.
Okay.
North of Stastny, south of Ben White. Hills Cafe, country spot. First place I had a chicken fried steak at. They were known for. They had really good country music. I wasn't the biggest country fan, but some girls were, so I was over there.
Makes perfect sense, Chris.
Learning a
You
little
walked in there with your
two-step.
plaid shirt and your boots.
Exactly, learning my two-step.
one
Like, hey,
pair
I'm
of
into
boots.
this. But I think it's a very old Austin spot. Had a lot of history to it, and a lot of people were sad to see it go, for sure. Hills Cafe is a big one, especially for Austinites.
Yeah, my mom moved here in the 70s, so she used to go there. So then we just kept it going.
Wow, no, I didn't even venture south that much back then. I was the Northie. I was a South Dallas kind of guy.
Did you know in the 80s they had a tug of war over Town Lake, back when it was called Town Lake, and it was a north versus south side tug of war.
Oh,
a rope over the river.
Was it off of East of 35? Was the little festival?
Yeah, that festival.
Yes, I belong to that. And they had a race when you put an egg on the spoon. It was the whole game.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes,
The
and I
whole
won
thing.
it.
See?
I won the race with the egg.
But yeah, so that north-south divide, south of the river, that was
I didn't know
a
it
thing.
was a north-south thing. I thought it was just, say, you're going to
Yeah.
pull the rope across the river.
No,
Yeah,
it was a battle royale.
That was fun, though.
That's interesting to think of over the river as North Austin, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yo,
Well,
everybody,
I mean,
look,
it just was.
first of all, if you live South Austin, all my friends live South Austin would say, look, where do you live? North of the river? Yeah, I'm not coming.
Yep.
Everybody, yes. Like,
Yep.
look,
I
it's the
still
same
have friends
distance.
like that. Yeah.
It's the same distance
We have a
either way.
limited amount of bridges
Exactly.
that cross
come on.
Exactly.
I don't know why. We might have to get into infrastructure here in Austin, Texas, city planning maybe.
Yeah,
But there is a that, and now there's more, but there used to be even less places to cross the river at. So that was a big deal,
Yeah.
getting across the river.
I maintain a lot of relationships from
See?
gas money. That's really what I did. I was like, you really want to be my friend? I'll be your friend. I'll drive down. And I lived off of 620 at the time.
Oh,
And they're
that's a
like,
trip.
dude, you live far back. I'm like, so are you. So do you. I mean,
Right.
but I'm like, I was the one
all
outlier. I'm like, all right, I don't mind. I'll drive since everybody is south. But, yeah. Like I live off of Barton Skyway. Shit. That's far. I mean, I drove to UT for 3 years
Yeah.
from 620.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I never lived on campus. I drove to
It's
UT.
2222.
Yep. I could do that bitch like eyes closed. Seriously. Yep.
That's a road, man. Have they redone that at all? I haven't been that way in a long time.
A little bit.
Because that's a dangerous road.
Yes, it was.
For so many rich people living out that way.
Yep. You never try to do it without your lights on?
Oh, no.
I've never tried. I might have done it on accident.
And then you take the 2222 going all the way up to 620, that big uphill thing, or downhill. That was always fun. That was my shit.
Well, that reminds me. R.I.P. Cedric Benson.
Oh, that's right, yo.
Is that where
that's
where
where
it
the accident was.
Yeah.
It's a dangerous road and
Is
a
that
lot
who
of fast
you
cars.
miss from Old Austin?
Cedric Benson, of course.
Yeah, of course. I mean, he was
UT
like,
winning football championships, maybe I could say. A lot of stuff.
is that your number one thing you miss about Austin and Cedric Benson? I mean, it can be.
You know what? I love shout out.
But it
Cedric
does
Benson.
lead you.
Yeah. That was tragic. That's definitely tragic.
For real, he was a great guy.
Benson on the carry. Me and my mom always say that. 'Cause in the stadium, the announcer, Benson on the carry. And for
Yeah,
some
he was the
reason, we
whole
just
offense.
thought that was so funny, and we'll still say it. No.
All right, your turn. What you got?
Oh,
What's your last
man,
one?
You know what? This is tough because we covered so much. And I did already talk about the Highland Mall parking lot, but I didn't talk too much about Highland Mall.
Go ahead.
So Highland Mall is now in Austin Community College campus.
Yes.
Don't know how they got that.
Okay. You missed
Transition.
that trash mall?
Listen, for what
It was a
I was
staple.
into, that's where I could shop.
He said we
Right.
earlier.
That's where they had the throwback jerseys. That's where they had the fitted hats. They had multiple hat stores, multiple shoe stores. You know me, I'm big into Jordans and shoes. So Highland Mall itself, yes, was it a hood mall?
Yes.
It was. But I enjoyed that place. Compared to the ritzy side,
Barton Creek Square.
Barton Creek Square Mall.
Barton Creek and Lakeline were like fancy as hell.
Oh yeah. That was the nice, and I was like, I'm not driving out there. I'm not going to Abercrombie and Fitch. We're going over here.
It's called Here.
This store is called Here.
We're going
I want to
here.
say whatever Jazzy Jazz or whatever they had back then, but I think that's more nowadays. But definitely, I did miss the Highland Mall. I missed that whole area, really.
Yeah, you wouldn't venture over there either.
No.
What was the strip club that was nearby?
Oh, it's a trick question.
Yeah,
Is it Perfect?
It's a
No,
trap.
wasn't
it
Perfect.
wasn't
10?
Perfect 10. What was the name of that?
It was all new too.
Yeah, it
Wasn't
was
it?
right down that street.
All new or all nude?
Nude.
Oh yeah, it was the butt naked.
Yeah.
as we say.
I forgot the name of it. Like that bully wounds and everything.
Oh, Lord.
Oh yeah.
Chicas Bonitas?
No,
No. It was a simple.
It was.
It was like a one word. It was a one word thing, right?
Yeah, that's an old Austin thing. I mean, what was that?
Shit, that's gonna bother me now.
I know
It's really gonna bother me now.
You pass that Jack in the Box, go down that street. It's
Okay.
over there on the left.
You see how the homeless guy on the corner?
Yeah, you know what's up.
Oh damn it!
You boys going to the titty bar? I know you got some change.
Funny.
Yo. All right, it might come back. It might not.
Any listeners, write that in.
Yes, please. If you can remember the name of the titty bar that was by Highland Mall.
That's right.
Holy shit. Fuck, it's gonna bother me. Anyway, I don't want dead air.
Yeah.
Trying to think what my number one. I start really in order. Talk about the after hours, the late night spots, the food. My favorite spot to go to back in the day was Fez.
Fez.
The Red Fez days. Remember Red Fez?
I don't. Do you?
No.
No?
What
I feel like I talk about Red Fez a lot. It's
good. Well, educate me.
This is so. Red Fez was on Lavaca and Fifth Street, so it was like beginning like warehouse when the warehouse district started popping off.
Spaghetti warehouse?
No. No, ever go to Spaghetti Warehouse. Don't ever go to Spaghetti Warehouse, please. Have standards. Talk about IHOP earlier and Benny's Star Seeds, but no, not Spaghetti Warehouse.
That's where everyone went before prom.
And it's hard
warehouse.
to eat
I'm glad I didn't know.
spaghetti when you're a teenager across from your date, and you're trying to eat spaghetti without getting it all, without slurping it up. It's like the hardest thing to eat. I learned that as an early age on a date. Never order spaghetti.
No, if
You still
the
don't
name
like
alone should deter you. Spaghetti Warehouse.
A warehouse of spaghetti.
Yeah, no, but I'm sorry, I'm not eating there. No, so Red Fez was owned by Matt Lucky, who also had Lucky Lounge that was next door,
Okay.
and a couple other spots. I think he has a whole management thing now. But anyway, what I loved about Red Fez is that, and I have a whole episode about it. Check out the archive. Is that it was the go-to spot no matter what day. Monday through Sunday. They had a different DJ. Saturdays they'd have a band. Atash was the band, like a Middle Eastern type of band. DJ wise, Manny was there on Tuesdays, playing house music. And then next door we had Boombox at Lucky Lounge, which was a band with T-Double, Trey God, and it was all freestyle with a band. That's where G Madness was playing at the time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's that era.
Okay.
Of,
Okay.
And yeah, every night was different. The biggest
Sounds Moroccan with the red Fez.
yeah, it was.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
you
yeah,
had,
had the vibe.
they had hookahs before hookah was a thing. I think it was the first spot.
Like
It
on
sounds
the
from-
tip
yeah,
of my
exactly.
head.
It was
feel
all
like I've
red
been to
inside.
Yeah.
Like a hallway kind of thing. I don't even know where it. Well, it's gone now, but I don't know what's there. I think they're building something on top of it. I don't know. But Sundays was the hip hop night with DJ Corrupt, and that was the big like, yo, this is where all the black people went.
Yeah.
And Corrupt would get on. There was he always had this 15-minute Jay-Z tribute that he would. I mean, every week, every Sunday, we had.
Sunday, that's what it was.
Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Hove. All right, here we go. 15 minutes of Jay-Z in the same order every Sunday.
Oh, no.
And he had his for all my dancehall fans out there, back. This one's for you. I'm like, all right, play Bam Bam and Murder She Wrote so we can get out of here. But yeah, it was the go-to spot, and I loved it. Here's what happened. I think that I've seen a lot of clubs go up and crash because they're trying to do what other clubs are doing. In other words, you open a new spot and you're like, okay, here's why people would choose to come here, right? I mean, it's on Fifth Street. It's a strip of bars, anyways, and you're like, why would I come here? And forget the drink specials. It's not even about that. It's like, what vibe are you looking for, right? And at the time, EDM was popping up in Austin. That's when Kingdom opened, and there was Lanai upstairs.
Oh, yeah.
That's when people
Lanai,
started doing a lot of like house and EDM stuff. And so they're like, okay, we're going to do that too. And I'm like, why would you? You got something good going on.
Got something
so
different.
I've seen that shit so many times where the owner, who's not even there most of the time, calls the shots and says, okay, we're going to stop playing hip hop after midnight. And it's going to be all techno. And I'm like, why would you make such a stupid ass decision? Or you tell the DJ, oh yeah, no more hip hop, or there's too many dudes here, so we need to cut the hip hop. I'm like, first of all, if you want to control your crowd, do it at the door. Don't let 10 dudes walk in.
Yeah.
Tell them.
And then try to push them out.
Exactly, because what they found out was that if you play the hip hop, it attracts a lot of dudes. They will attract the girls first because they want to dance and stuff. And next thing you know, a lot of creeps show up, and now they don't feel comfortable, and it's a bachelorette party. But then they just get up and leave, and now you end up with 50 dudes just standing around, who didn't get none and no phone numbers, and they're ready to fight.
Oh yeah, that was
the frustration just goes up as you get closer to 2 a.m. and you're like, I need to punch the motherfucker in the face because right now I didn't get no pussy. And so they would make these dumbass decisions, and every single club I remember, even when the Yasin brothers, remember the Yasin brothers? They owned Platinum X, Key, the one with the Shark Tank, remember?
Oh yeah.
Qua, not Key, Qua. It was called Qua.
Yeah.
They had like a Shark Tank on sharks under the dance floor, and then they had Vici, and they had a bunch of other spots. And you're like, yo, you gotta differentiate. You can't. You gotta give people a reason to come to your club as opposed to the exact same thing next door. So whether you do it with the entertainment, you do it with the events you have, the talent that you bring in, especially when
who you promote to.
Huh?
Who you promote to?
Yeah, exactly. So it's because there's so many choices.
Yeah.
And you're dealing with kids who don't want to stay in one spot.
Yeah,
they want to bar hop. And so bottle service never worked in Austin.
Right.
No.
Unless it's EDM stuff, but otherwise.
It's the bar hopping.
Exactly.
Capital.
Yeah, exactly. So and it was the style of having all these different bars, playing different music, playing different stuff. There was live music at some, and again, the EDM getting off, but just DJs and we would just go all around, right? Like,
I don't even know. I mean, not that I want to find out, but if I walk down 6th Street today, what would be okay? Why would I choose this bar over that bar? Because they all sound and look the same to me. The clientele looks the damn same.
Yeah,
the music's the same. DJ such and such.
Exactly. It's very homogenous. We used to just go where we, like you said, where we knew people. If I knew the DJ or the bartender at Dizzy Rooster, pop in there. If I knew the door guy at Peckerheads, pop in there.
Peckerheads.
If I knew,
Bar Austin upstairs.
Like Poor Choices, we know the owner of that would pop in there, So we just like make the rounds,
Exactly. And I mean, I know they're still in existence, but it was Shakespeare's and Blind Pig right across from each other, and Shakespeare's would do the $5 pitchers, which should be illegal.
$5 pitchers?
Pitcher of
you never have that?
Mixed drink.
Yeah.
So you can have a Jack and Coke pitcher for $5.
Like this big.
Wow.
A little pitcher, but it's big.
It's still a pretty big drink.
They had back in the day at Treasure Island.
Treasure Island.
They had on Wednesdays it was Long Island iced tea for like 50 cents or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Or dollar you call
people.
it.
We would start our night with those Long Island iced teas.
Or like at Shakespeare's and you'd have all your straws in there, And I'll be drinking out of the same
That was a lot of alcohol.
And this was clean. This was clean 6th Street, by the way.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Full disclosure. There's nothing dirty about $1 you call it.
Right.
you call it.
Yo, man. We are old.
That's what we're gonna have here at the club.
You want to make money? You want to
kidding.
keep the lights on?
The
Do $1 you call it.
Inflation, yeah.
what
$1 we
happens.
call it.
Well, dope. I mean, I think this is great, man. I love reminiscing on old Austin. I hope if you listen to this all the way through, I think that there's no people come to Austin and they expect, because you read about it. We're always in the top 5 cities to live in, to work in, to raise a family, and all that stuff, right? But they hear so much about it over the years, and then they show up, and you're like, okay, so where's the Austin? Where's the charm that I heard about?
Yeah.
Where's all the
Yep.
whether it's the art, the street art, or it's the the live music or whatever. Like I remember, every time people would come here, I would take them to the graffiti wall
Right.
Yeah.
over on Lamar. Yeah.
That could be another thing that we miss.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. It's gone.
Yeah.
Fuck,
Yeah.
graffiti wall. Man, I've been to so many events.
What
over there.
what was the name they decided on?
Hope something.
Hope.
It was the Hope Gallery.
Hope Gallery, because it had that house at the top that was like a castle.
Castle Hill.
Yep, Castle Hill. That's it,
what we
Castle
knew
Hill.
it
That's
as,
right.
is Castle Hill.
Yeah, but the Hope Gallery, and then they moved the Hope Gallery. It's way east over there.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But yeah, it's stuff like that. Like, hey, let me take you on the. You could actually go on the tour, and just on the east side, just looking at all the murals,
Yep.
because there was so many. It's stuff like that, and then we're losing it. At a faster rate now than ever. There's no more parking lots downtown, except for the one across from the Arc. That's the only one nobody wants.
Right, exactly.
It's the only one nobody wants. But I think it's
empty every time.
Well, it's
No
the deed
shit.
restrictions on that. That's what's up with that. They can't do anything with it.
until the Arc leaves. They can't. I guess nobody wants to be across. I've never heard of a bar that survived on that block.
No,
There was
we
Black
talk
and
about it all the
Tan. There
time.
was, the 7 Grand. I think is still up, but
Yeah.
I don't see anybody going in there.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's in general, new places, restaurants. Or
I mean, the New
whatever,
Kingdom moved right across from there, but they put their entrance in the alley instead of
And
on
they're correct. And
they're
so,
correct to do that. for
hell
sure.
yeah. Hell yeah.
But yeah, Austin's changed a lot. But the one thing for sure is change. So we know that things will change. So
I'm not against the change.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah, for
not.
sure.
I embrace it because it's more opportunity,
Yeah.
more money to be made, which is fine. More people to educate also on what Austin
Yeah.
was.
for sure.
Even if it's not around, like I think it's a good. There's no record of this, is what I'm trying to say. You know what I mean?
The oral
And
history.
that's what I'm trying to capture with the podcast. At least back then when I talked to all these people, but yeah, there's no stopping it. So you embrace it or you get the fuck out. Oh, you shut the fuck up about it. How
Yeah.
about that?
I remember a year ago, Bungalow closed on Rainy
That's
Street,
right.
which, that's not OG, but it was the spot for my friends. And we were in line to get in on that last day, which literally was a year ago today. And some girl walked by and she was like, "What are you online for?" And I was like, "If you know, you know, don't worry about it." And she was like, "No, but really," she's like, "I live right there. I need to know." And she points at the condo behind, and I was like, "They're building
You're the reason
another
why.
condo right here." And she's like,
Yeah.
"But what about my view?" And I was like, "Is anyone in this line crying for you?"
It's like the people
know.
who complain about Mohawk
Yeah.
across the street.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
Or what about the people who complained about that East Side Car Show that live
That's
over
right.
on
Yeah.
Cesar Chavez? And it's like they've been here since the 70s. You moved here into that's what they do on Saturdays. They cook out and drive their car, lowriders around. It's your
East Side.
it's your fault for moving here. You should have paid more attention. But that's not.
So see, yeah, those people need to shut the fuck up.
Exactly.
Those are the only ones that please just shut the fuck up.
Right.
And embrace it.
And
be glad you have the money to
like,
you can afford to live here.
Oh yeah, for sure. To even be here.
Well, and to say that, they were like, they can't get an ambulance in here in case we have a heart attack. I'm like,
shut up with your poodle.
Yeah, exactly.
They're not coming anyway.
Yeah.
Emergency service response time is down regardless.
I can't stand these. Okay, those are the ones I really don't like.
Right.
I really don't fucking like.
But for sure, I think all the growth has been good, right? Again, like you said, more opportunity here in the city, and I think back on with comedy that we're all passionate about, with Rogan's moving here and Tom Segura and YMH Studios, I think a lot more people are moving here with comedy in mind and fun times in mind. And I mean, Joe Rogan's been preaching about Austin for the last year or so.
No shit. I'm like, stop it.
Oh my God.
Stop it. We get it. We get it.
We know.
We get it. I know you don't know. He's trying to get everybody to move down here. I'm like,
I know what he was doing, justifying his move.
That's fine.
Yep.
You try to go to Terry Black's lately?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man, that's my spot.
I know. But I mean, I appreciate it, Joe.
Yeah, Terry Black's. My mom went to church camp with him in the 60s.
Really?
Yeah.
So is it true they split? There's a brother in Lockhart, and then he's.
So
there's 3.
Oh.
Yeah. So barbecue was mostly known about in Lockhart, right? Like Austin had OG Barbecue, which is Sam's Barbecue, which is there on 12th Street, which is still there.
He hasn't sold.
Lamar.
He hasn't sold yet.
No, it's still there.
No teeth to eat this beef.
Yeah, because it's off the bone. And Lockhart had really good beef barbecue, and there was Black's, Smitty's,
Cards.
yeah, and a lot of great places over there. And I guess there was a split with the Black's family.
Yeah.
And there was also a split between Smitty's and Kreitz, like that. So there's barbecue families get into drama.
It's like a dynasty.
It really is. And you had been
Texas
to Taylor
dynasty.
for the first time, Mueller Barbecue out there. That guy had 3 kids, and one of his sons just recently died. They all went into barbecue. One of his sons runs the place out in Taylor, and then La Barbecue is run by his daughter Leanne.
Interesting.
So it's a thing. Who
Just
gets
pre-Franklin's.
who gets the birthright?
I've
and
never
you know
been to
who
Franklin's.
taught Franklin? It was John Mueller. Taught Aaron Franklin
to do barbecue?
He was the pit master at
So
J.
I went
Mueller.
to Franklin's when they were a food truck off of 35 by Fiesta.
And who did he buy that from? John Mueller.
Really?
And I went and I heard it through some OG Austinites. Was like, hey, there's some really good barbecue popping over there off 35 by Fiesta. So but they were like, they sell out by 12, so you got to get there like 10:30. So me and the homies went over there, got it, huge plates, and it was the best barbecue I had. Shout out Franklin's, that is some of the best barbecue.
I've never had it.
Best barbecue I've had. I've never waited in the line over here.
I did one time on my birthday.
I ate a bunch of it back in the day when they were there, and but that put me on. Wow,
Yeah.
that was a step above some barbecue. So
Really?
But yeah, Blacks, that's a whole family dynamic, and there's 3.
I like Style Switch. That's the one.
Yeah, that
Style
was
Switch
good.
is my
I
and
don't
Slab,
know.
of course. I love Slab.
Yeah, those are the
Yeah,
homies
Slab's doing
with a
this.
bunch of DJs.
Your Raph, yeah. fuck it.
Protege.
It's not there no more. Pro is not there no
yeah,
more.
so-
But yeah, those are like Raph's my boy.
Yeah.
All right, well, cool, man. It feels good, I gotta say.
Yeah.
And it's good to reminisce on old Austin. We old. Officially. I mean, when you bring up Paradox, man, and Cass's Deli, this is going way back, way back.
hopefully you got some old time listeners that enjoy this episode.
Or hey, if you just moved to Austin, this is great too.
sure.
So you get to know the history a little bit. So it's also for that. All right, so Rozco's Comedy Club.
That's right. We'll be having shows 6 days a week. The links are roscoscomedy.com is our website, and Roscoe's Comedy Club is our handle on Instagram. And if you use code BACK, you get
Wait, what?
20% off tickets.
Are you serious?
Yes.
You set that up?
Yes.
Okay, back BAK, y'all, just to make sure.
I wasn't going to tell him all that, but
Too late. I'll cut that clip and put it in the front row.
See what he brings in.
No, but I'll definitely. Again, this is a community. I support people who are passionate about what they do. I can't help myself. It's like when people are like, "Yo, I'm doing this thing, and this is why, because I love it, because I want to support," then I got your back. No pun, but you know what I mean.
I appreciate that, and I appreciate the love you've always shown. And yeah, I think we have, as long as we have our hearts in the right place and our minds clear, everything should go well here.
The money will come. Don't worry about it. Just up your price a little bit. All right, Lorena, Chris, appreciate y'all. Again, Orozco's Comedy Club on social, and make sure you follow the feedback. Leave a review wherever you listen to podcasts. We'll talk to you next time. Ciao, ciao.
See ya.